welcome back to the Radiant Rocket League Series. We got 2 challengers coming up, but not from the WCBC. But if you are just tuning in, you might have witnessed a stomp from Parabellum Black, not giving up a single goal against Wifus, one of our content creator teams. So we still gotta wait for our streamers to rise up to the challenge, but Parabellum Black and Wildfire will be leading that group. But shifting things over now, it's Silver Sirens versus Heartbreakers. And Karma, you were telling me you know someone from Heartbreakers.
Yeah, one of my friends, Pammy Pastel, I call her Hannah. She's on this team, and she's a graphics designer for the community. She's also just a great community figure, really nice girl. She Rocket League manages for the University of Georgia as well. She also has on her team Candy Colonel, who's a Twitch streamer, and Rocket Star, who's from Houston. She's very cool, and she's a photographer. Really cool community figures here, and they are a pickup team. They don't have any tournament experience as a team as far as I'm aware before this, and have been struggling this tournament, but Dorby, there's a chance to turn things around against Silver Sirens.
There is, but Silver Sirens have looked pretty good in some of their matches so far today. While they did get swept by KC Pioneers, I think a lot of teams are going to get swept by KCP. Yeah. They did take Torrent to 5. It was a loss, but then they swept the Pittsburgh Knights, the second team out of the Challenger Series. So an interesting line of results for Silver Sirens.
So when you were telling me that during the break, that was the most surprising thing, is the fact that Silver Sirens beat the Pittsburgh Knights. I'm mixing up my yellow logos. But the Pittsburgh Knights, yeah, and they come from the WCBC. So Karma, you were saying, you know, none of these teams have that competitive experience. But how much do you think ladder play maybe translates to a platform like this?
Definitely there's a few things that can translate as far as team play and just kind of teammate awareness, things that start in ranked and transition into these tournaments. But there is a lot to be said about cohesiveness and playing together as a team and longevity that builds up over time that these two are missing. So it could be kind of helter-skelter out there.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a massive difference. Like just talk about the ranks in Rocket League. You know, there's a massive difference even between a GC1 or a Grand Champ 1 and a Champ 1. A Grand Champ 1 is going to see things a lot differently. They're going to play against stronger opponents that can do more with the ball. So they're going to see more situations that a Champ 1 wouldn't. So, you know, playing in ladder and playing in ranked, it absolutely matters when the disparity becomes pretty high. Like once you get up in the Champ ranks, then you start seeing some of that high-level play, but you can definitely end up slacking if you get caught in a lobby that's a little high ranked than you are.
I mean, speaking of slacking, Heartbreakers 0-3 in the standings right now. But can you really fault them? Have you seen their group? Yeah. The teams in their group are absolutely stacked, and they've only won 1 game, not even a series yet. So, Karma, are you kind of expecting Heartbreakers to be, because they're a pickup team? You got Kansas City Pioneers, you got Pittsburgh Knights, you got Torrent in your group. Are you expecting anything less or more from them?
I think now that they're settled in, and unfortunately they haven't had a result yet, they're not feeling any pressure. They're probably just having a good time. And I think that can help you in a lot of ways. Maybe pull an upset here and go out and just give it your best,
Yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely, I think, turning out to be the group of death in the tournament. It's really 100%. Tough for these teams out here, especially, I mean, we saw Torrent White play earlier today against Pittsburgh Knights, and that was a really close series. So, I mean, what can happen for Heartbreakers here? When you got nothing to lose, sometimes it brings out your best play. And Silver Sirens, they haven't been perfect. This team, while they did 3-0 PK, the rest of the tournament has been pretty difficult for them so far, but I would say still expected. I think if Heartbreakers had a chance to win any match, this would be the one.
And just to give context to why this is the group of death too, is that the Kansas City Pioneers, they come from the Premier League and they're #1 there, and the 2 other teams, the Pittsburgh Knights and Torrent White, #1 and #2 in the Challengers. So it's like, are you kidding me? You have the best of the WCBC all in one group, and then you have the other 2 teams that are pickups. So just talk about the stress. And then, but even beyond looking away at Silver Sirens and Heartbreakers, we're going to maybe not see Torrent White or maybe Pittsburgh Knights or Kansas City Pioneers tomorrow on Championship Sunday, which would be insane.
Yeah, only two teams out of each group make it to the playoff portion of the bracket. So, I mean, that's really rough with, you know, how big these groups are, and it is a tough one if you're one of those middling teams that, you know, you're not a KCP and you have to fight every game. It's definitely difficult out there, and as the day goes on, you know, that stress will start to mount when, you know, each game might be the difference between you making the playoffs or not playing in the tournament.
Yeah, and I think that Silver Sirens here is in one of those situations where they're going up with the pressure and the stress on their side. They need to win this to stay in the group. And Heartbreakers, win or loss here, I don't believe it will affect their group standing. So they're coming in as the underdog. No pressure on them, and sometimes that can help you in major ways pick up series that maybe you wouldn't have previously.
And Karma, do you find you play differently when there's less stakes to a match? Like maybe you can't qualify for whatever you're trying to do. I'm saying you're amazing. Yeah. You got no problems, but you're in the situation of Heartbreakers where it's probably unlikely that you can qualify into the second day. Does that make you play better? Does that make you play worse now that you don't have anything to play for? Or what's your mindset?
I mean, I would describe it as kind of like a free feeling. You don't. You know, there's no pressure on you. You don't feel this constraint to play a specific play style or let your teammates down, or all the external factors that go into, you know, competitive environment. When you're coming in and you've already been eliminated or you've already qualified, you know, it's a bit more of a free feeling. You're more confident. You can do what you want. There's not really too many negative outcomes.
I mean, for a team like Silver Sirens, though, I think they might feel the pressure a little bit more because they probably do feel like they have a chance to get out of this group with their results so far. 2 losses are definitely going to hurt them, but that PK win may end up being a difference maker when it comes down to the wire and we start talking about tiebreakers.
Yeah, I mean, if they should almost switch names. It's Silver Sirens breaking hearts, you know, beating PK, taking Torrent to 5. Like, they kind of should be switching things up. Well, we're going to switch things up. Go to talent predictions now. And Twitch chat, you can be involved. Let us know your predictions. But Karma, let's start with you. Who are you feeling will take this match?
Well, I got my girl Hannah on Heartbreakers, and she's along with Rockstar and Candy, so I love them, but I'm gonna have to stick with Silver Sirens for this one because I like the upset factor with this team, and I'm always rooting for extra variables to go into group play. So I'll be picking them for this one.
I am a results-oriented guy, and so far, the results tell me that Silver Sirens are on the up. I gotta go with Silver Sirens here. Would love to see Heartbreakers make a match of it, even steal the series if possible. The more thrilling, the better for me.
Yeah, I'm going with Silver Sirens too. I mean, you can't discount them beating the Knights and taking Torrent to 5. And the fact that they don't have that WCBC competitive experience tells me they're surprising a lot of teams, and I think they're going to continue to do that. So our match is almost ready to go. Silver Sirens versus Heartbreakers. In Twitch chat, let us know your predictions. 67, almost nice % for Silver Sirens. Kind of what we were expecting, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Silver Sirens, I think they've shown it so far. I think, you know, Karma, you've made some good arguments. My arguments, are they good? I don't know. You decide at home, for sure.
Well, they're going to prove to us how good they really are as our players are about to hit the field. And Twitch chat, let us know who you're cheering for, too. Silver Sirens, Heartbreakers, and maybe we can encourage them to enter the WCBC and, you know, really get that competitive experience. Because if they're beating WCBC teams or making them sweat, then let's go and be part of that rodeo.
Absolutely. Join league play. The best way to get better at the game is to play in tournaments. You know, your rank will improve just playing in tournaments. So, you know, you at home as well. If you want to play in a tournament and you're watching this, if you're a woman who wants to get involved with a team, the community is absolutely amazing. They've got leagues to play in. You can sign up with a team. It's a beautiful community, Rocket League is. I highly recommend if you want to, just for fun. You don't have to do it seriously. You can play in tournaments all for fun. You don't have to have any expectations behind it. It's one of the best forms to play Rocket League in, absolutely.
Well, I hate to break your heart, but we have a technical issue with one of our players, so we will be going to a break. But hey, that's more time for you guys to order your Chipotle entrees using the codes we were flashing up on the screen earlier. And if not, you're missing out because I'm going to go have some burritos. We're going to see you guys after this.
Cities are rising in front of me. I wanna hide it, want to go back to sleep. I wish I could rewind it. Can I rewind it? We woke up naked, like we're more than friends. We can go through it, can do it all again, like we rewind it. Like we rewind it, and I don't wanna know, I just wanna feel. We let it go, nothing is too wrong, we make it real. Don't wanna care, just live and die. I see you there, nothing is too wrong for you and I. Oh, we're somewhere else, oh, somewhere else in mind. Oh, we're somewhere else, but still we can't rewind. Oh, we're somewhere else, oh, somewhere else in mind. Oh,
Welcome back to the Radiant Women's Series. I messed that up completely, Karma, but it's
It's all
okay. What's really important are the matches that are about to be played. We just got done talking about this upcoming match between Heartbreakers and Silver Sirens. We've given our predictions. We both feel like Silver Sirens are going to take the win here, but I'm excited to see what Heartbreakers bring to the field.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting series from a tactical standpoint. Both teams, again, we're talking about no previous tournament experience. They were both pickup teams for this event, and that can lead to some interesting results. But Silver Sirens have some upsets that they have done today. They beat PK 3-0 and almost upset Torrent in Game 5 as we head into this one.
And match underway. Players have taken their sides of the pitch. The game has given the go-ahead. And we are underway. Heartbreakers in blue, Silver Sirens in orange. This one popped up high off the back wall. And it comes straight back down, but that shot just not close enough. Candy will try to get that one out, but it's pushed right back in as Rocket Star was the one to get that save.
A nice job keeping it to the corner. We talked about that last series on broadcast. Try and keep those balls from bouncing into the middle of the field in the dangerous areas like this. Although Merch just lets it go by. It's going to pop into the air into the orange corner. Tried to be double touched out, and it is. Puts them on their back foot. The ball is going to hang at midfield. Is anyone from Silver Sirens there? It's going off the back wall and trickling towards net. Is it still there, Jorby? But back in the middle.
Oh no!
Off the
Oh!
post. All right.
Rocket Star had no
Escape.
boost on that play, barely got out of it, but the shots are still gonna come as Rocket Star barely gets in front of that 50. And while it looked awkward, she somehow came away with every win on that 50 and got the clear. Now on the back end, Pammy Pastel trying to push that ball forward, but it's knocked away. And oops, Silver Sirens running into each other a little bit there as Candy Colonel. Light catch and is pushed back out in the middle of blue territory.
Rocking the Dominus GT, I think, is Rocket Star.
Classic.
We don't really talk about decals very much, but Pammy Pastel's decal, I love that white octane with the, I forget the name of this decal, multicolored. It's got the purple in the middle.
Yeah,
Looking clean.
I don't remember the name of that one either, but it definitely looks clean.
Smoke screen maybe, or something like that.
Something else we haven't really talked about, you mentioned the Dominus GT is, you know, the difference in cars, Octanes, Dominuses. You know, Dominus is a lot easier to get powerful touches onto it, but it's Marceline who picks up the first goal for Silver Sirens.
Yeah, a bit awkward. Went up for an aerial. Candy misjudged it a tiny bit. Rocket Star tried to get the block, but really nicely placed there by Marceline and puts her team up 1-0. A little bit different from the last series, but still 3 minutes to go.
Apparently that shot was good enough for the burrito that flew onto screen. You saw it as that goal was scored.
What if there was yogurt on there?
You know, we really need to stop with the storyline. You don't. What's the classic phrase, Karma? The phrase is old as time. Don't knock it until you try it. All right,
Okay.
Pammy Pastel couldn't grab it, but it's taken away as Marceline tries to find the touch. Next up is Mrs. Zinger, excuse me. This one pushed back out to the corner.
And trying to get the clear here. Fortunately, it's dunked. But Rocket Star's gonna have an opportunity to beat a defender, and she does. She's gonna grab the boost. One-on-one, she passes another, but Fruit Loop sends it back to mid, and it's still in Heartbreakers' control as it rolls around in the corner. Off the back, well, that's dangerous, but it's turned aside.
Off the corner, nice read as Marceline chases this one down, puts it on the back wall to beat Pammy Pastel. Shot just a little high, but Mrs. Zinger is up and she delivers the strike. Silver Sirens up by 2.
That nice pass by, I believe it was Marceline here, hard off the back wall. And again, hard off the back wall by her teammate, which gives Ms. Zinger wide open net. And she puts it home for Silver Sirens up 2-0 early on in this one.
There were some good opportunities early for Heartbreakers to get downfield, and ooh, Pammy Pastel gets all of that kickoff, but can't wrap around. Rockets start jumping early at that ball. This is gonna leave the last defender back, and Mrs. Zinger wins that touch, but a good clear again. Don't have the midfield line as Marceline, no boost, not gonna be able to control that ball. Mrs. Zinger there to clean things up though for Silver Sirens.
Yeah, Ms. Zinger trying to work it forward for her team, finds a teammate. Pastel trying to clear it, finds her teammate as well. Oh, a bit of a missed touch there. This is gonna be awkward for Rocket Star, has to make this read. Ball put to the side nicely. It's gonna fall mid though. Silver Sirens trying to place the shot. They can't do it, and Heartbreakers are trying to break out of their own end.
Push back over to the corner. Heartbreakers playing a lot of defense here. They're speedy to the ball on the defensive line, but Fruit Loop was just a little faster, and Silver Sirens up by 3.
And I think it's every goal so far has been a backboard touch from Silver Sirens into that midfield shot. Heartbreakers got to work next game on controlling that back wall, not allowing that ball to continually pop mid like that.
And they have had some good clears off that back wall, but that one getting away from them. Pastel getting that shot or the pass out to Rocket Star. This is a good opportunity. Mrs. Zinger just punches it against the corner. Can't break out yet. Midfield line held by Heartbreakers. Trying to push downfield. Again, Heartbreakers have had a tough go at it in the group so far. Only 1 game win to their name. They'd love to get a couple goals here. This is the farthest they've been able to push, the longest they've been able to, but a whiff will allow Marceline to get that pass out cleared away.
And Pastel waiting upfield. The pass is there. Nope. It's cut off nicely by Ms. Zinger, who then passes it mid. Finds a teammate. It's going to be awkward, but Candy controls it nicely. Greatly challenged by Fruit Loop as the ball is pinging around the corner here, searching for control. And that dangerous bounce mid Jorby, but it's not going to work for them this time.
Going in full retreat now. Pastel, full tank of boost. Trying to control with that touch, get it away from the defenders, but back into the corner, and Silver Sirens have done a great job wasting time after those 3 goals. They haven't needed to really push the pin here against Heartbreakers. Just protecting that midfield line. Rocket Star up for the aerial and just didn't have the launch angle needed to get solid contact onto the ball. Now Fruit Loop ends up punching one out of the way, and it's pushed back over to midfield. Marceline pushes this one out, and at the end of the game, it is Silver Sirens take it game number 1 against Heartbreakers.
Yeah, I think for Heartbreakers, they played the game pretty well. Silver Sirens obviously dominating, winning at 3-0, but if you're Heartbreakers, you want to make that backboard adjustment that we talked about. You don't want to allow those balls to bounce mid, as we see a full team contribution here, Jorby. Everybody having a goal, assists on every single goal. As again, we talked about that slam off the back wall has been open for them. What did you like out of the Silver Sirens team this match?
Just good control overall of the boost game. You saw whenever we switched to a player on Heartbreakers, they were working on little to no boost. I think Rocket Star was looking a little uncomfortable as well on some of those plays, and that's just due to the control and the poise from Silver Sirens in that game. And like you said, utilizing the backboard and the back wall to their advantage, there was a lot of freedom to play around in Heartbreakers half with the back wall.
Yeah, and I think Silver Sirens feeling confident. They scored with about 3 minutes left in the game, and they didn't really have much offensive pressure to deal with from Heartbreakers. So hopefully in game 2, that can change. I like to see the back and forth, but so far today we have just seen dominance, completely controlled game there from Silver Sirens as we head into the next match.
Yeah, game number 2 underway. We'll see if Heartbreakers can start to turn the tide here. It looked very one-sided in game number 1. As Mrs. Zinger trying to push this ball downfield. There were a couple good looks from her, as well as Marceline that we like. The team plays off the back wall with those passes. That was a hard ball cleared out, but they're doing a good job holding this midfield line whenever those clears do come out from Heartbreakers, who just haven't been able to challenge their presence there.
Miss Zinger, full boost to her name, dropping it mid for a teammate. That's something we see a lot out of Silver Sirens as they sneak a full field goal in here with the team passing play out of defense.
Yeah, this was just a little tough, I believe. Just caught out, wasn't expecting to have to jump up for that. And when you're turning around and trying to make that save, it's all about how you're accelerating. How fast are you going when you jump into the air? Because a lot of players, when they turn around and they jump, they're looking at their current line to the ball. They're not accounting for the speed that they're going before they jump. And so just going a little fast in your acceleration as you jump is going to take you out of the path of where you're trying to read the ball. I think that's kind of what happened on that play to the last defender for Heartbreakers.
Yeah, and also holding that drift when you're turning as well always makes it a little difficult to adjust when you're drifting along the field, sliding along the field like that. So Silver Sirens, though, they're not complaining. They're up early again in game 2.
Candy almost had a play there. That's a nice scoop from Pastel. Rocket Star will keep it going. Pastel just couldn't get to the 50 again. But Candy's got control of midfield. First touch, able to push a player away, just not the ball. And Pastel can't wrap around that ball in a turnaround. For Silver Sirens, trying to get that ball back out beyond the corner in front of the box. But Rocket Star stays in the midst of the play. Fruit Loop sends it flying, but Pastel there on the rotation for the save.
Yeah, I think what I want to see more of Heartbreakers is when you have control of the ball, you want to hit it into an area that the defenders aren't, if there are a lot of people back on defense. And it sounds easy, but a lot of the times when a ball falls to you with space, you kind of drive at it and you're like, oh, I'm just going to shoot it. And a lot of the times that isn't, the ideal play. We saw one earlier where they had the chance to keep offensive pressure, and instead of putting it to the corner, they elected to take a shot, and it was cleared quickly by the defense.
Ooh, like that touch from Fruit Loop, trying to control that first touch, but didn't have the boost to get back to that ball, and it just kicked off the hood. Heartbreakers, while they still haven't scored, they're looking a lot better. Absolutely. In game number 2. Candy trying to steal that boost away. That's going, well, I thought it was going to give them a chance at a 50, but Marceline, even with no boost, still pushes the ball forward. Back around to the corner, Marceline doing work for Silver Surfers to get a shot in front of the box, but it's taken away as Pastel receives the pass from Rocket Star, trying to find a bump as well, but Silver Sirens are able to thwart anything Heartbreakers are throwing at them right now.
Yeah, Heartbreakers have the right idea, trying to control the ball in defense. Good challenges coming out from the Sirens, though, as this ball pops out mid. We haven't seen any backboard opportunities so far, so Heartbreakers have done a good job of keeping that away from the Sirens. However, they're having trouble still getting out of defense.
Heartbreakers, it doesn't have to look pretty, but as long as you still have a chance, a one-goal game can flip just like that. You're only as good as your last challenge in Rocket League. This one straight down into midfield, trying to hop that passing line. Marceline, that's going to be a tough ask with no boost, but she gets some help and launches the ball towards the box. As the ball pushed out to the side by Candy again, who has been really solid on the defensive line. Pastel tasked with the save as well. But she can't get back to her own 50. Silver Sirens falling back on top of it, but it's popped up in front. Mrs. Zinger's got plenty of boost. First touch against the wall, second touch to expend, and nothing going there. Mrs. Zinger did get that boost on her way out, and still the pressure mounts as another clear out for Heartbreakers. Carlin, you say putting that ball out to where the defenders aren't, or really for Heartbreakers, it's where the attackers aren't. They've done that well enough, despite the fact they're kind of losing the boost battle here.
Yeah, this ball's going to bounce mid, dangerous double commit. And Fruit Loop, after what seems like 2 or 3 minutes of constant pressure, puts Silver Sirens up in a commanding 2-0 game with 1 minute and 12 remaining.
Yeah, that time Candy just could not get control of the ball, diving in front of it, and it kicked out onto the side wall. You never want to give up possession like that when you're under that amount of pressure, but you got to, really the credit goes to Silver Sirens for keeping that pressure up for so long. And Heartbreakers, it's also not easy, Karma, to play defense for that long on no boost. So still impressive line for Heartbreakers, the fact that they did survive for so long. Maybe they'll get a goal here, but nothing really developing for them. Rocket Star wanted that shot, not gonna get it. Candy Colonel, nice idea to try to flick it over, got the 50, and they just couldn't get the follow-up. Fruit Loop falling back down and denied by Rocket Star.
Shot, missed opportunity here for Pastel. Can she find it? No, Fruit Loop gets back on her horse just in time. But Candy Colonel wants to keep the pressure, throws it high. Now Pastel has no boost, so she has to grab the back boost. Fruit Loop tries to put it over, she does. Rockstar, that's a dangerous touch. It's gonna fall middle. Colonel puts it to the side, but falls right to her teammate. The rotations from Silver Sirens are stifling Heartbreakers every single time they try and exit their zone.
Amy Pastel will try one more time, but Fruit Loop was right in the area to take the ball away. And as time expires, while they only scored one less, it's still Silver Sirens in full control, threatening to sweep Heartbreakers yet again, still trying to get their second game win of the day.
Yeah, Silver Sirens putting on a complete offensive display in the past 2 games. Despite the scoreline being close, they have had a majority of the pressure the entire series long, as 2 goals, again, double assist on the orange side here as the Sirens always passing it to each other. Good sign of cohesiveness. Even though they are a pickup team, every goal they have scored this series has been assisted. So.
Yeah, they've looked pretty good holding down the midfield line. The rotations really clean, and that's the beautiful part. Sometimes, you know, a pickup team, if your play styles just happen to mesh correctly, then you can do some damage in some of these tournaments. And Silver Sirens, I mean, we're seeing that so far today. They're in position to go 2-2 in their group so far.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like a one-person effort. It's a full team effort here. They look like they're cohesive. You know, we saw the passing out of defense, which is really difficult to do when you're under a lot of pressure on defense. Sometimes you think, I just have to clear the ball, I just have to clear the ball. But finding your teammate is really optimal. And Silver Sirens is putting that on display. They had the nice off-the-wall team pass in their own third, and it resulted in a goal. So those are ways you want to try and break out of the defensive half. I would like to see Heartbreakers maybe take a page out of Silver Sirens' book, find each other more on defense to help them break that pressure that is coming on them.
Yeah, I do think they did have some good ideas. Like there was about 30 seconds that they were able to generate pressure on Silver Sirens' half, and you saw them actually hold down midfield, something they couldn't do at all in game number 1. And that can be difficult when you're facing so much pressure on defense to try to get a player downfield, just to contest the boosts in midfield, so you're actually in position to maybe receive a pass. Not always easy to do when you're harried so hard as Silver Sirens have done, but we'll see how Heartbreakers can adjust.
Yeah, another thing you can do too when your team's stuck on defense, on your way back is like look for demos. A lot of the times that second player who's off the ball is going to be waiting in the midfield area. And when you're on your way back, if you can bump the person off of the ball, break up their rotations, especially when you're under a lot of pressure like Silver Sirens are doing, it can open up a lot of space for your teammates on defense to help you as a unit, just get out of defense and start to pressure the other direction.
And it did feel like Candy on Heartbreakers was starting to control that ball on defense as she could when she wasn't being chased down by another player and getting demoed. So maybe that defense can run through Candy if she can find some comfortable spacing on defense. But as Marceline full boost towards that ball, it's going to be a tough ask for this Heartbreakers team. Pammy Pastel trying to get that clear, but the follow-up is just not forthcoming, and Fruit Loop just loops her way back into the net.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure from kickoff, the clear. They tried to find each other. It's a bit too far. Rocket Star caught flat-footed from kickoff. She was the one who took it, probably on zero, in a tough position, and Silver Sirens putting on the pressure instantly. And we know we talked about early goals, Jorby. It allows you to completely dictate the pace of the game. You choose the aggression because you're the one with the comfortable lead.
Mrs. Zinger setting this one up as well. Gonna stay on the corner, flips into the ball and just can't wrap around it anymore, no boost. Gonna pull out after seeing there was no corner to be had. And that's a little thing there. Oh, well, player on Silver Sirens is gone, so we'll see what exactly is happening here, but so far playing onwards.
And I want to talk about a play that we witnessed a little bit ago where Ms. Zinger stood on the back wall when her teammate hit the ball up there. Those are the types of creative touches to get to your teammate that I want to see more in these matches. Looking for each other in creative ways instead of just the standard pass. You know, she was on the back wall, her team was able to find her in a pass like this. It puts the defense in pressure straight from the midfield with just one touch.
That's the kind of thing Heartbreakers were missing. They were able to get that pass to midfield, but this time they actually connected. A little bit of pressure can go a long way. Silver Sirens, they have to be tested on their own half, otherwise their rotation's just gonna get tighter and tighter, and you can see why as Marceline takes that shot close post and nails it.
Yeah, Candy tried to play into the corner. Unfortunately for her, no boost and the ball bounces out. Marceline, though, sees it the whole way, gets her car wrapped around that, hits it with power. 2-0 lead for Silver Sirens with half the game remaining.
Pushed out, things start good early for Silver Sirens. Fruit Loop trying to get the pop onto the ball, but she's pushed back as Mrs. Zinger couldn't find the touch. This could be a chance for Heartbreakers, but the touch is not coming, and it's pushed back out, but this could be a chance. Shot light, and it's turned away. Did force a double commit out of Silver Sirens. They run into each other as Pastel gets around back to this ball, trying to pass it out, but nobody's there, and the net was open for a second, but the rotation clean from Candy.
Candy passing it to herself off the wall. This is what she wants to see from Heartbreakers, starting transition for her team. It's on Rocket Star to keep it going. She does off the back wall. That's going to be tough. Not quite enough power for that mid shot. It fell a little bit too quickly, and the defender's able to scurry to it and get it clear.
Rotations have been good enough to stabilize for Heartbreakers. They're still missing that element of pressure on offense. Pastel wants to get it going. That's a high ball. Up high. Able to get the read the first time was Rocket Star. Now Candy Kernel with the catch. Ooh, just flipped a little early on that 50-50. It's all about timing when you're trying to drill that ball, and instead she flipped off, but here's another one saved by Candy Kernel. Boosting forward, trying to get a flip. Rocket Star's gonna come in to assist, but it's pushed back to the opposite side of the blue half. Heartbreakers, try as they may, just can't stay on the orange half for long enough before the ball is rocketed towards their half.
Yeah, Candy trying to find her teammate here mid. Ends up putting it in a dangerous spot. Silver Sirens couldn't quite capitalize on it. It's going to be hit to Rocket Star, puts it middle. But again, back into their end. Can Pastel find a teammate? She can't, so it's going to be more pressure. Over one, can she get the second? She can't, and for now, they escape.
Pushed out. It's a breakout, 2-on-1. Popped up, a double tap available, and just missed it. Two are going to commit. Heartbreakers, you can feel the desperation. They have been unable to score, so two committed on that last play. Silver Sirens were unable to clear the ball, and they're still pushing. Another shot! Oh, it's off the crossbar! What a save from Fruit Loop! And it's pushed up again off the back wall. Somehow, Heartbreakers do not score. That's the best look they've had yet.
Kept in by Rocket Star, though, is Candy. The rotation continues cycling. Keeps in the current Pastel. Can she have a good touch? It's not on target, but it's enough to make Mercy panic. She gets off the wall. Teammate dunked by Candy, so again, the ball stays in their end. Can Silver Sirens find a clear? They do, and it's on Heartbreakers to make a quick comeback.
Ooh, that dunk almost going into the net, but just above the crossbar, and it's loose in front of the box. Fruit Loop again, her second goal.
Really nice dunk here. I didn't see who got it. I believe it was Marceline. I almost called her Marcy Bear. I'm not sure why. I apologize.
You can talk to her.
Marceline.
Maybe she'll change her name.
I mean, Marceline's a beautiful name.
It's a great name.
I've never heard it before. It's very pretty. So, nice 3-0 game. I like what I'm seeing from Heartbreakers, honestly, even though the score line is not in their favor, or the series for that matter, as Ms. Zinger just makes me stop talking. That's a really nice low power shot here off the bottom of her car to find the back of the net.
Yeah, that was nice. She even got the reset on it, and she knew it too. She tried to flip forward into it, and look, we all want to score that flip reset goal. She got close.
Yeah.
Still counts. You just didn't use the reset. That's how that one gets written down. But Silver Sirens looking really clean here, Karma, at the end of the game, and this is looking more and more like a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, for Heartbreakers, just to continue my thought from earlier, they have a lot of really good ideas, but the execution isn't quite there. You know, they have went for that double touch. It was a really good play, almost had it. They've had a lot of good passing plays, just unable to execute. And Silver Sirens, they deserve all the credit. They're executing at a higher level, and it's showing. They're going for our second perfect sweep here, back-to-back potentially, unless Heartbreakers can break their heart and find the goal here in the last 10 seconds.
Might get it past LC's Candy Kernel, and they can't connect. That was a close one, but just missed the mark. Maybe one last cry at the net, but it's Fruit Loop in the air for the hat trick to end the game and end the series. Silver Sirens improved to a 2-2 record in their group.
Yeah, Fruit Loop going crazy there. Last game, as you said, pulled out a hat trick. I'll be interested to see if they kept up the assists going throughout the whole series. Every goal has been assisted so far. As we look at the stat screen here, a lot of things that they did well, Silver Sirens. They had a lot of team synergy. They were finding each other in creative ways, you know, off the corner boards, off the back walls. They were passing to each other on the opponent's back walls. It looked here like Fruit Loop was going for goals and assists. Stats are a bit jumped up, but overall, another dominant performance from Silver Sirens. They 3-0'd PK earlier, 3-0 Heartbreakers here, and that has to do good for their game differential for the group.
Absolutely. When it comes down to those tiebreakers, the group will get tighter, and that 2-2 record will most certainly put them in that conversation. But we're coming to the end, I believe, of the group stage. There are a couple more matches left to be played. We have the recap of this and more action coming up after the break. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm a Rocket League player from North Carolina, USA, currently playing for SysG Alliance, and this is Fun Facts with Radiant. So a fun fact about Grace is that she actually created this SysG logo from a practice project that she was working on. She was trying to get more familiar with Illustrator, just working on random projects, and decided that the SysG logo could maybe be its own standalone thing, and boom, SysG Alliance is born. So fun fact about Contagious is that she is a huge dice collector. She sent us these pictures of like these piles of dice that she has, and she keeps in bags of like different colors, shapes, sizes, like some transparent ones with patterns. They're all really, really cool looking. So a fun fact about me is that I'm actually a video editor. I learned how to edit when I was in high school, but nowadays I do more stuff like Rocket League montages or Rocket League meme edits. So things like WCBC pre-game lobby shenanigans I would do, or making like highlights of our team in like a full-length montage. I do that as well. All right, those are some fun facts about SysG Alliance. Be sure to tune in and watch us compete in the Radiant Rocket League Series on February 26th. See y'all there.
I'm sorry, baby, gonna have to let you down. I'm sorry, baby, gonna have to let you down. Gonna have to let you down. red lights. Rear view, keep it out of sight. Flow like a waterfall. Submit to the forces of nature. These habits of mine aren't a major. Burn rubber in the red lights. If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. We out here surviving. Just trying to feel something. I don't wanna waste no more time. Are you gonna come for the ride? If life is a highway, better hit the ground running.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Radiant Rocket League Series. See, Jorby, I can say the title. It's
Yeah,
on the
that's why you're
desk.
the host. They don't make me the host. That's why.
You got the host posture, though.
I do, you know. Well, I have to at least look the part at the very least.
You know, but Silver Sirens looked the part. Perfect, in fact, with another perfect series on stream. But Karma, what was so perfect about them?
I think they found each other a lot in really creative ways. We talked about it during the series. Just creative team plays. Having the teammate awareness of where they are on the field, even though you don't directly see them. They kept putting the balls into areas that their teammates could follow up, make plays on themselves. And it wasn't just, I have the ball, I have to do it myself and get it out. They were finding each other in ways that alleviated a lot of pressure.
I also actually liked how conscientious they were in their rotations, because there were some times where, they did a good job controlling the boost, which involves stealing the opponent's corner boost a lot of the time. But what you'd see, and you actually see this at the pro level, where pros will still rotate around over the corner boost, even if it's not there. But what we were seeing from Silver Sirens is they'd check to see if the boost was there. If it wasn't, they'd rotate out quicker so they could get back in the rotation and be ready for the next play. And I think that's part of what made them so successful against Heartbreakers.
And before the series, we talked about, hey, okay, Heartbreakers maybe don't have a chance to go to playoffs or tomorrow to the championship Sunday, so maybe they can kind of let loose, take more risks, maybe just play for fun. And do you think that was apparent to you, Karma, that they were just taking more risks or playing looser?
Yeah, it seemed like they had a lot of really good ideas of what they wanted to do, and then when it came to the execution, it wasn't how they wanted it to go. And I feel like if you just as a team work on that execution, focus on, still continually creating those opportunities for yourself, and just maybe finish it better, I think that they have a lot of potential moving forward, but it just wasn't there for them today, which is unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just have an off day.
Well, let's see how the results of today have shaped up our groups, because we were talking about the Silver Sirens and Heartbreakers group being the group of death, being Group A, and yep, Heartbreakers will be at the bottom. I don't think they have a chance of making it to Championship Sunday, but man, only 2 teams move on to tomorrow, and we're still finding out, is Torrent White, our #1 team from the WCBC Challengers League, gonna make it?
It's looking pretty tight there. They're right smack middle in the group, and Karma actually made mention of it as well. Silver Sirens, the fact that they do have now 2 3-0s to their name, that helps negate that 0-3 from KCP earlier today, and the 2-3 against Torrent White will absolutely work in their favor when we start talking about game differential and everything like that. So Silver Surfers, I think, have put them, or Surfers, Silver Sirens have put the honest mistake, put themselves, I think, in a solid position to try to get that #2 spot in the group.
Yeah, they could be singing their way to tomorrow, and it'll all be up to game differential, to head-to-heads, and we'll let the admins do the hard math. Here's how Group C and D are doing. Wildfire and Parabellum Black at the top of Group D, as we heard from Takara earlier about how they expected that to be the case. In Group C, I think we saw really only one match, the Flashes of Brilliance and Circuitry Gaming, and they're at the top. Any surprises, anything jumping out for you guys?
I think it's surprising to me to hear from Takara, their rival, that they're also right there at the top of the group with them. So that's going to come down to, a make or break series for just the 1 seed, which I think is really important looking at these groups. Not too sure about how the matchups will work up, but that 1 or 2nd seed can decide who you get, the toughness of your opponent, whether that can start a really good championship run for you or have a really tough first matchup.
Well, we are ready to announce our Chipotle MVP of the match, the one who stood above the rest. It's my sister from another mister, Fruit Loop. I got my Fruit Basket squad. She's at the top, Jorby. Here's the stats.
Yeah.
What's sticking out to you?
Yeah, Fruit Loop, I mean, was the striker. Every time they needed a goal, Fruit Loop was behind it, and she was scoring. She even got that hat trick in game number 3 against Heartbreakers. That third goal was really just a feel-good goal at the end. They had already delivered the victory. Obviously, Mrs. Zinger and Marceline, I think, were instrumental in helping, but you also need the closer. You need the person that puts the shot in the back of the net. That's what Fruit Loop was for her team.
Yeah, I thought she did a really good job of just continuing pressure for her team as well. She was always there in the midfield, challenging those balls, able to finish up anything that was coming off the backboard from the midfield. She had 3 assists as well, almost a 50% shooting percentage, and anything above 20 is stellar.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we get to give all of those compliments to her face because we will have Fruit Loop for our Chipotle match MVP interview. So Fruit Loop is now on the line. All smiles, I'm sure you are. Congratulations on your win. You had a few upsets, including, beating Heartbreakers today in a perfect series. You beat the Knights. You're all smiles. How was your day going? Oh, I'm afraid I can't hear you right now, but I can feel the energy radiating. And the
All
fruit,
smiles.
the fruit's got to stick together. We got to start speaking fruit right now.
Okay.
So
Favorite fruit?
lemon.
Okay.
Oh, I have to pick one of them.
Kiwi's a fruit, yeah.
Kiwis, is it a kiwi a fruit? I feel like this was like an argument 10 years
Oh,
ago.
I think I
hello.
hear it. Hey, we were just talking about
Hi,
fruits.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm glad we can hear you now. So yeah, tell me how did your day 1 go?
Honestly, it went pretty well. I'm really happy about the way that we played, and we came out here swinging.
Yeah, I mean, you look great out there, and I think in this group, what was the hardest match that you had in this group? Who was your toughest opponent, or what game do you wish you had back today?
I wish we could go back and go play Torrent again, because we had those 2 first games, but they just came back and they got us. And I think if we could go back, we could possibly give them another run for their money.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. How was your team mentality after you guys had that upset after being so close in order to bounce back in this series? Were you guys feeling it at all, or were the vibes always good the whole way through?
The vibes are always good. We came into this tournament just having fun, right? And I think we accomplished that, if I'm going to be completely honest.
And I just had a quick question before we let you go, that the Silver Sirens, to my knowledge, haven't competed in the WCBC as of late, but you're making all the WCBC teams sweat their socks off. So after kind of this event, is this maybe inspiring your team to get more into the competitive scene?
I think so, yeah. At least for a couple of us. I definitely myself, I want to get involved more, because this has been a great experience, and I really want to go again pretty much. And yeah.
Well, watching you play is a great experience. Congratulations on your perfect series today. Go celebrate with your team, and looking forward to see how today's results wind up for the groups.
All right, thank you so much.
That was Fruit Loop, Silver Sirens, and look how happy she was. I would love to have a perfect series and just go and celebrate, but we don't know if the team will make it through to tomorrow. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we don't, but I mean, it's still my favorite part. Whenever we have any post-game interview, someone just being like, you know what? This was so much fun. I don't really care about the result. I just want to do it again. And the experience itself being such a positive one for her, and hearing that from other players as well is awesome. And it's been fun so far.
Yeah, it was honestly really nice to see the energy coming from the camera. You could feel it through the screen, even though we couldn't hear it at the beginning. The smile was just infectious, and it's always good in a competitive environment to see that positive energy. It's sometimes competition and competitiveness can get you, not in the best moods, and to see her out there just taking it all in stride, it's really good.
Well, I just think, players or people with fruit-related things are just goated, in fact.
That's fair.
Not biased.
Not biased at all.
No, of course not. I mean, Jorby, you used your real name? That's your real name, isn't it?
It's not my real name. Jorby's not my real name.
That's weird.
Oh, that's awkward.
Why would you choose not your real name, but a name?
It
Wait,
sounds
what?
real.
I mean, Jorby sounds like a real name. You've heard the name Jorby before?
I don't know. It sounds
I thought
like
it
a
was
dog's name.
Short for
A
like
dog's name.
Jorbert.
Wait, wow. I guess my parents didn't treat me too nicely if they named me Jorby then if it's a dog's name, but you know.
Dogs'
fruits,
names are cute.
I like pineapples.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
let's
awesome.
talk about
That's my
fruits,
fruit.
you know, those are great.
That's my favorite.
What's your favorite fruit?
It was pineapple, but I'll have to go with watermelon now.
It's
You know,
too
I can't
long.
copy Jorbert.
It's too long. Well, at least you picked a cool name like Karma. So you'd be like, Karma, coming at you. I don't know, in the game. Why did you pick Karma? Is it your last name or something?
No,
Okay.
it's a little bit emotional, but I had health battles when I was younger.
Oh,
I
okay.
grew up in the hospital most of my childhood life, and I thought that, you know, if I got through that, karma would come around and reward me later in life, so I picked karma on gaming and hoped that it would turn into something, so.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then there's Jorby.
Yeah,
And
and
there's
then
Jordan.
there's this guy.
Literally just a name thrown out by one of my friends during a very heated game in a MOBA, and was just like, Jorby, please, just.
What if people just called you Yorby?
Some people do call me Yorby, depending
Oh.
on where they're from.
Oh, true, actually.
Yeah.
JY.
Oh, well, we get to, you know, while we're just vamping, we get to also give away a ton of stuff to the viewers. So at least you're getting something out of this tomfoolery that is occurring. Whether we're giving you Chipotle codes or we're shouting out our amazing partners, including Nick's Professional Makeup, which is making us glow. Jorby's glowing from sweat because, you know, the matches have been just that intense.
Yeah, I mean, Karma and I have had two perfect sweeps that we've casted,
Yeah.
and maybe the third match won't be a perfect sweep, but as you know what they say, patterns tend to repeat themselves, so I don't know, whoever, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And you know what happens? When life happens, someone has to scoop you out of trouble. And Pet Boys does just that. There's my segue. Shout out to our partner, Pet Boys, who has 1,000 locations nationwide. No matter if you're in the boonies or not, they will help you out. To service your vehicle, click on the link in chat to find a store near you, because Pet Boys, they go further to help you go farther, in game and in real life. Well, in real life, right now, we have one last match of the day. It is, I think, the most anticipated one. Parabellum Black versus Wildfire, #1 and #2 in their group, to duke it out for the last match of the day. We'll see you after this.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm a Rocket League player. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm a Rocket League player from North Carolina, USA. Currently playing for North Carolina. Currently playing for SSG Alliance. And this is Fun Facts with Radiant. Think of guns. I'll just tell someone you're bisexual when you are bisexual. So perfect. Hi. That's the name. Hi. Hi. Hi all. Hi. Hi. So, fun fact about Contagious is that she's actually a huge dice collector. She's shown us these pictures of like these piles of dice that she has just like in bags in her home. I just hit the desk in it. Right. So a fun fact about Grace is that she actually created the showing shoulders, guys. It's distracting. So a fun fact about me is that I'm actually a video editor. I learned how to edit when I was in high school. I hit the table again. Fun fact about where I am, there's a lot of earthquakes, apparently. Alright, that was some fun facts about us here. No. Us here.